Hi friends, today we are going to discuss the next part of the machining process. In that is already we have seen the milling machine main parts and the types of the milling machine. The next part of the milling machine, that is a tool holding devices and the types of cutters that is used for the operation and the different types of operation performed by the milling machine. Myself Mr. SP Udgave, Assistant Professor, SIT COE, ADRAW. So first we go through the tool holding devices, or it is also called as a cutter holding devices. These are depending upon the design of the cutter. There are several methods of supporting milling cutters on the machine spindle. We can use the R-bar, collet, adapter, or that is a screwed on cutters. These are used to hold the cutter. So we can see the one by one. That is the first one, that is a R-bar. It is the milling cutters with the central holes are mounted and keyed on the shaft that is called as a R-bar. There are three types of R-bar, that is namely pilot end R-bar, A-type R-bar and the stub R-bar. The figure 5.9 that is shows the actually R-bar, that is a draw bolt. We can see that is at the end on the taper portion of the taper shank, that is held inside the spindle, and taper shank that hold the internal portion of the shank, and the long shaft on which we can place the spacing collars, and at the required position we can place the cutter, and the end portion that is a with bearing that is supported by the overhanging carriage, and that gives the support to the R-bar for the operation. Next, that is a collet. It is the form of sleeve bushing used to hold the R-bars or cutters having small shank than the spindle taper. Collet are connected to the spindle by the draw bolt, and the rotary motion it is transmitted through the cutter. The figure 5.10 is shows the collet. This is the 5.10 that is shows the collet and internal threads on the collet that will provided to hold the collet inside the spindle, and the on the in that is a taper. Inside that we can place the cutter, that is I can show the actual cutter, that is a taper shank with the shaft that is having the cutter, and this is the cutter, and the taper portion you can see these are the taper portion are the place inside the collet to hold the tool to perform the operation. Next, that is the adapters. So figure 5.11 shows the adapter, and the milling cutters having the shanks are generally mounted on the adapters. The outside taper of the adapter confirms the taper hole of the spindle. The shank of the cutter fits into the taper hole of the adapter. Because of there is a small taper, the figure shows that is a 5.11, that is a small taper on the shank of the tools that will be held with the help of adapter. So we can use that adapter to hold the cutters, and with the help of the internal threads of the draw threads we can hold the adapter inside the spindle for the operation. Next part, that is a screwed R-bar. So screwed R-bar, it is nothing but that is a small cutter having threaded hole at the center are held by screwed R-bars. It has threaded nose at one end and the taper shank at the other end. The shank of the R-bar is mounted on the spindle. So particularly that is a cutter. So cutter it is having internal thread. This is the cutter, and in which that is internal thread it is mounted on the R-bars on the one end that is having the threads, and the another end that is having the taper shank that is fitted inside the spindle, and we can give the motion, or we can transfer the motion through the R-bar. So different types of cutters we can use for the operation, that is a standard milling cutters are shown in the figure. There are different types of milling cutters used in milling machine. A suitable milling cutter that is selected according to their need and final function. They are the first one, that is a plain milling cutter. So this is the 5.15, that is the figure shows. This is a plain milling cutter. For the plain milling operation, for the surface milling operation, we can use this plain milling cutter. Second, side milling cutter. The side milling cutter, that is a figure 5.15. This is shows the side milling cutter. So edges or the points of the cutter that is used to remove the unwanted metal from the workpiece, that is on the sides. So that is called as a side milling cutter. Next one, metal slitting cutter. That is a metal slitting cutter. So figure 5.16, that is shows the metal slitting cutter, in which that is this is having the small thickness. Because of that is a parting of operation, we can use the metal slitting cutter to cut the metal into equal or unequal parts. We can use the metal slitting cutter. Next one, that is an angle milling cutter. So in angle milling cutter, so 5.17, that is angle milling cutter. It is shown in the figure, that is used to provide the angular notch on the workpiece with the help of that is a angular milling cutter. So different types of angles we can provide, that is at the one side angle, or we can provide on the both the side of angle with the help of angular milling cutter. Next is the end milling cutter. So end milling cutter, that is a 5.19 shows the end milling cutter. For the job on the sides, we can remove the unwanted material with the help of end milling cutter. That is shown in the figure, that is with the taper shank and the parallel shank. T-slot milling cutter. So specially that is a T-slot milling cutter that is used to manufacture the T-slot tables. So initially with the end mill cutter, regular end mill cutter, we can initially create the slot inside the workpiece, and through which we can use the T-slot milling cutter, and we can create the T-slots for the holding the workpiece. Next one, that is a fly cutter. So figure shows the fly cutter. This is used to unwanted metal we can remove with the help of this cutter, and that is we can use at different points on the workpiece. So it is called as a fly cutter. Form cutter. For the convex and concave shapes we can use, so this is the type of cutter can show convex and concave shape we can produce with the help of the form tool, form cutter, that is used to create the slots in different shapes. Next is the milling operation, that is a peripheral milling operation. It is classified under two headings, that is two types, that is up milling and down milling. That is first we go through the up milling process. The figure shows the up milling process. In this method, the workpiece it is mounted on the table is fed against the direction of rotation. So figure shows that is a feed it is provided, feed and the direction of cutter, that is both are opposite in direction, both are in opposite direction, and the cutting force is minimum during the beginning of the cut and the maximum at the end of the cut. The thickness of the chip is more at the end of the cut. As the cutting force is directed upwards, it tends to lift the workpiece from the fixture. A difficulty is felt in pouring the coolant on the cutting edges. Due to these reasons, the quality of the surface that is obtained by this method, that is wavy, and this process being safer, is commonly used in sometimes called as a conventional milling. So up milling it is also called as a conventional milling process. So next one, that is a down milling. So figure shows the down milling, in which the workpiece it is mounted on the table and is moved in the same direction. So figure shows that is a direction of the feed and the rotation of the cutter on the same direction, and the cutting force is maximum at the beginning and the minimum at the end of the cut. The chip thickness is more at the beginning of the cut and the smaller at the end. The workpiece is not disturbed because of the bite of the cutter on the workpiece, that is a larger to smaller, and the coolant it is directly reached to the cutting edges, so that is a quality of the surface finish it is obtained, it is a good or better. Because of the backslash error between the feed screw of the table and the nut, vibration is set up on the workpiece. So we go through the milling machine operation. So different types of operation we can perform. So figure shows the numbers of operations, and we can enlist the following operations are performed with the help of milling cutter. That is a plane milling, face milling, side milling, straddle milling operation, angular milling, gang milling operation, form milling, end milling, flute milling, keyway milling, drilling and rimming, boring, gear cutting, thread milling, and cam milling operations. So the figures are shows the all the types of milling operations. So we can see one by one. So first one, that is a plane milling operation. So in this operation, this is also called as a slab milling operation. This operation it is a produce the flat surfaces on the workpiece. The feed and the depth of cut are selected, that is a rotating milling cutter is moved from one end to other end to complete the one pairs of the plane milling operations. So figure shows this is a workpiece and this is a slab milling cutter. So you can use this for the flat surfaces to remove the unwanted metal from the horizontal surfaces, and that is a plane milling cutter that is mounted on the horizontal milling machine. Second type, that is a face milling operation. So in this type of operation, that is it produces the flat surfaces at the face of the workpiece, and the surface is perpendicular to the surface that is prepared in plane milling operation. This operation is performed by the face milling cutter mounted on the stub R-bar of the milling machine, and the depth of cut it is according to the need, and the cross feed is given to the work table. So you can see the surface that is a perpendicular to the plane milling operation, and the face we can mill with the help of face milling cutter in the face milling operation. Next one, that is a side milling operation. The same we can use the cutter for the side milling, that is a end mill cutters, and we can remove in this operation that is a produce the flat and vertical surfaces at the sides of the workpiece, and the operations that is a depth of cut that is adjusted by the adjusting the vertical feed, that is a screw of the workpiece. Next type of the milling operation, that is a straddle milling operation. So you can see the figure. This is the similar to the side milling operation. The only difference is that we can use the two sides of milling cutters are mounted on the same R-bar with the specific distance that is maintained with the help of the collars, and simultaneously we can mill both the surfaces with the straddle cutter. The hexagonal bolt can be produced by this operation by rotating the workpiece only 2 times as the operation, that is produce the two parallel faces of the bolt simultaneously. So you can see the figure, that is this is the workpiece, and in this that is a two cutters simultaneously used to mill the two sides. So that is called as a straddle milling operation. Next one, that is an angular milling operation. So angular milling operation is used to produce the angular surfaces on the workpiece. The produced surfaces makes an angle with the axis of the spindle, which is not right angle, produces that is a V-shaped grooves or the angular milling operation that is shown in the figure. So we can produce the angular that is a V shape, or we can produce the notch with the help of angular milling cutter. Next type of operation, that is a gang milling operation. So in the gang milling operation, that is a, as the name indicates, the operation that is a produce a several surfaces of the workpiece simultaneously using milling cutter, and that is a during the operation, that is a workpiece, it is mounted on the table and feed it is against the revolving milling cutters. This operation that is shown in the figure. So at the same time, that is a on the side milling as well as the surface milling with the slot, that is a numbers of operation we can perform with the gang milling cutter through the feed of the workpiece. Second is a form milling. In the form milling operation, that is a produce irregular counters on the workpiece surface. That is irregular means that is a concave or convex shapes we can produce, that is a with the help of the cutters. This operation it is done, that is a comparatively at the very low cutter speed than the plain milling operation. Next one, that is a profile milling cutter. Profile milling cutter milling operation, sorry. In this operation, that is a template of the complex shaper, that is a, it is used to manufacture the different dies, that is a master die it is used, and the tracer. So you can see this is a standard, that is a die. We can use the tracer and through which cable that is connected with the cutter, point cutter, and that is a tracer will be gives the path that is a synchronized to both, that is a cutter with the tracer, and the tracer that is a reads the template or that is a master die, and the milling cutter that is a generates the same shape on the workpiece. That is a profile milling is an operation that is used to generate the shape of the template of the die. So you can see in the figure, that is a tracer that is a follow the path of the die, and that will be, that is a path that is a given to the cutter, so that will produce the same, that is a shape on the other, that is a blank or the die. We can we can use we can manufacture the different dies with the help of the profile milling operation. So next operation, that is a end milling operation. In this, that is end milling operation to produce the flat vertical surfaces or the flat horizontal surfaces and the other flat surfaces, that is a making an angle from table surfaces using milling cutter, that is named as a end mill. This operation it is a preferably carried out on the vertical milling machine. This operation is shown in the figure 1.11. So you can see the end milling cutter. So different types of the surfaces, that is a flat horizontal surfaces or the angular surfaces we can manufacture with the this type of end milling operation. Next, that is a saw milling cutter. That is saw milling cutter operation, that is a produce, that is a narrow slots or that is a grooves on the workpiece. Using saw milling cutter, the this operation it is used to cut the workpiece into the two equal or unequal pieces, which cut is also known as the, that is a parting off. In case of the parting off operation, that is a cutter and the workpiece are set in manner so that that is a cutter is directly placed over one of the T slot of the work table, and it is a cut the metal into two equal parts. So that is having the thickness very small thickness, and we can cut the workpiece into two equal or unequal parts with the help of the saw milling operation. Next operation, that is a slot milling operation. So slot milling operation, so initially created, that is a slot with the help of end mill cutter on the workpiece, that is a produce the guideways, grooves, slots of the various shapes we can produce, that is a, and sizes is called as a slot milling operation. The slot milling operation can use any type of milling cutter like plain milling cutter, metal slitting cutter or saw, or side milling cutter. The selection of the cutter depends upon the type and the size of slot or groove to be produced. Right placement of the milling cutter is very important in this operation, as axis of the cutter, that is should be at the middle of the geometry of the slot. So this is the axis of the tool at the middle of the slot, and the cutter should be middle at the geometry of slot and or groove to be produced, and we can create the T slots. Next, that is a operation that is a produced a gear cutting operation. So gear cutting operation, this operation, that is a gear cutting, that is equally spaced, that is identically gear teeth, that is on gear blank, by handling it on universal dividing head and then indexing it. The cutter used for this operation is cylindrical type or end mill type. The cutter selection is also depends upon the tooth profile and their spacing. There is gear cutting operation, it is illustrated in the figure 1.14. So you can see the 1.14, that is a gear cutting operation. So profile of the gear tooth, so same profile we can use for the milling cutter, and we can create the equidistant teeth on the blank. Next operation, that is a helical milling operation. So helical milling operation, that is a tool will be to follow the helical path. The helical milling produce the helical fluids or grooves in the periphery of the cylindrical or conical workpiece. This is performed by swelling the table to the required helix angle, then rotating and feeding the workpiece against the revolving cutting edges of the milling cutter. The helical gears and the drills and reamers are made by this operation. So figure shows that is a cutter will be the follow the helical path, and that will create the helical grooves or the particularly cavities or periphery slots in the cylindrical and conical workpiece. Next operation, that is a produced, that is a cam milling operation. This operation, that is a produced on the cam by using milling machine. So initially they can use the blank cam, that is mounted at the end of the dividing head spindle, and then that is the end mill, it is held in the vertical milling attachment, and we can produce the cam. And last one, that is a thread milling operation. So thread milling operation, you can see the figure, that is a cutter shows that there is a thread milling operation. The operation, that is needs 3 simultaneous movement. In this, that is a simultaneous movement, that is a longitudinal movement of the cutter, and the feed, this is the feed longitudinal movement as well as the rotary movement, revolving cutter, and it is a feed longitudinally by the distance equal to the pitch, distance that is a travel by the tool, that is a equal to the pitch of the thread, and depth of cut, that is normally adjusted by the equal to the full depth of the